Hello, YouTube. We're doing some more NACL promotion tournament VoD reviews. This time, yesterday I had to do 2 days at once. Today, I'm going to have to do 1 day. You might recognize the person on the screen because he looks kind of familiar. Usual spiel is I stream these at twitch.tv/CubbyXX. If you see this on YouTube afterwards, I upload them. Might as well have the VoDs live multiple places. Congrats in advance to Blue Otter and Winthrop University who moved on today. That said, we're going to go over some games and see how that exactly happens. So let's go. Draft 1. Okay, so we have Callista first pick, with this being taken away, and then a Talia being up. So the Talia makes things a little bit hard for Callista already. We pair this with Ashe and Ari. I thought at this point of the draft, we were okay. I was kind of expecting for Blue Otter to just kind of blind Nautilus and go from there, but they actually take the Pike, which I kind of like for Fearless, because then you can save your Nautilus pick for a different game if you can play it. And I know Rovex used to be a mid laner and used to play a lot of Pike. So I thought this was okay. Hope the day goes well. I'm going to hit the hey, just coming to say hello. No, I appreciate that. Thanks for the follow. Hope you guys got home safe and everything. I assume that was the case for the MU lads. From there, take away 2 ADs. I'm really surprised we banned Kai'Sa, because personally, I think Kai'Sa sucks ass into this. And I would have rather banned Ezreal or Jhin. And then we take Udyr Xin, and the Jax pick is really huge, because Jax is literally good against 4 champs here. So for me, this game then kind of became, okay, Jax will outscale. Ezreal is poke, and we should have control over the map. This mid-jungle duo has to get in the bot, and Mirage Alliance need to win lanes. And this game broke really early. So you can see the invade wanted to come in. Rovex throws us out blind, just assuming that someone's in there. So Prismal's going to get a nice trade-off. I'm fine with all this. Yeah, he eats that, but it's whatever. The issue comes is Samakin's going to lend a leash to Music, which I thought was interesting. I think that Music should have hit that, and then Samakin would have thrown the Q. So I think that way the Counter-Strike would have been fully stacked up. Regardless, it's a pretty quick camp for Music. And Music is spotted here on a ward. He goes over to blue, sees it's gone, and then wraps around on the Dardoch, who already burned Smite, and just yoinks it away. And then Samakin's here, and they just kill his ass. And this ends up being just a fucking tragedy of a start. That being said, Prismal is also down barrier, because Rovex connected with multiple Bone Skewers early on. And so it's actually just doomed. Because, like, in this scenario, you would expect that the Ashe can actually walk up and support the Xin Zhao, but that wasn't the case this game. So Music's pretty far ahead. He's even going to get in and take the Raptors here. It's the only other camp he can take on this side of the map. I did see Thanatos and Reaper reported on. It looks like they confirmed Reaper. I'm sure Thanatos, they have to wait for Visa exceptions, but yeah, good for C9. Thanatos is a good top laner. And Reaper was with them when they won a lot. We'll see if the changes help. I think Thanatos can play without the ball, like, decently well, so I think it's fine. You're excited? All right. We got C9 fans that are excited. All right, so after this, Jax gets double crab. Jax is, like, way ahead of Xin at this point. This game's honestly a fucking problem already for Mirage Alliance. Because for me, they actually really had to win mid-jungle and use it to collapse into a winning bot. And bot didn't win. They collapsed into Mirage Alliance jungle, and then it's just no pressure anywhere. It's like fake pressure. Yeah, I mean, for OG C9 fan, it kind of feels like Impact going to TL if you're, like, for OG TL fans, right? I do like this from Dardoch. They have to take the dragons on time, so he's able to get in here and take this. But again, this game gets really scuffed. And what I really like from Blue Otters in this game is that okay, well, This is the right idea from Dardoch, but this is how fucked the game is. So Jax has Phage, because he got first blood and he's up 2 camps. And they just completely collapse off. I think if this play were to work, Saligo would have had to drop this wave and TP'd the wave prior. So, like, right here, I think Saligo needs the base and TP. Instead, he plays to cancel Samakin TP. If he would have TP the wave prior, at least he would have been strong to try and help out. Or might have been able to have pressure. That was not the case, though. I think the play looking back is that Saligo should try to TP here. I mean, he can't, but he can, like, go into Banana Brush and try and TP. And then you get back to this lane, you'll at least have a timer where you're going to be strong with Dardoch in the map. That wasn't the case. So both mids kind of TP a little bit late. But it's synced. And then the Jax is just too strong, and they can't kill this in time. And Blue do a really nice job, or Blue Otters do a really nice job of actually trying to contest this. So they force him off, and again, like, this game is just cooked. In my humble opinion, this game's already kind of cooked. Now, what I did really like from Blue Otters in this series is that they do a really nice job of pressuring Saligo. So this is the first time where Saligo is going to have to burn ult in a pretty unfavorable situation. Oh, God. All right, so first Drake goes over to Blue Otters. It's for grubs. That's pretty bad with Callista. And then Rovex, or Prismo, just doesn't flash this, and he dies. So, again, bot has no pressure. And then this is a timer where Saligo does have ult up mid. And he gets flicked, and he throws out the charm mid-flick, and it whiffs on Samakin. So the answer, the potential answer mid is just 1. And then Rovex trades his flash for Ahri ult, which I think says a lot about the priorities this game for Blue Otter. Because that is not a good trade of cooldowns, but let's take away some of the power of the Ahri, and it just gives Blue Otter, like, as long as Ahri's missing ult, Talia just kind of gets to play this lane for free. What's up, Cryogen? I have to play YOLO Q? Oh, what do you mean they took the train out of quick play? At this point, I mean, top's a slapfest. I think that Udyr this game is actually okay pick. My issue with Udyr is I think Udyr is really good when you have a lot of, like, multiple targets you can stun. He does still out fights for Callista, and it's really tough for Ezreal to get through, so I thought Udyr was okay. But thoughts on today's games? I was surprised at how disciplined Blue Otter played today. And I had Winthrop winning that series, but the Ole Miss throw hurt. I actually, like, I don't know why they didn't try and end the screenshot I posted. I was kind of shocked. I don't know what you thought about that, Cryogen, but I think Jinx having 16 seconds till you're up and you got 3 creeps and a lot of HP, I think that you can end that. You could ride it. Oh, man. It was an end angle. I kind of felt bad, like, being that harsh about it on cast, but I did end up being right, and, like, Winthrop got back in the game and won. I think Uncle Sam trying to backdoor was even more troll, too, because the timers got split. And then they dropped Baron, and they just dropped everything. So, we'll talk about that game, though, when it comes. At the moment, the game plan for Blue Otter is to blow Ahri ult and then own a map besides that, and it's going very well for them. So it's Grubs. And then it's a TP from Samakin, who's fresh out of base. So Samakin picks up... There's no... It's actually... I was a little bit surprised about this one. Oh my god. Oh, this is bad. I think looking back on this, I think Dardoch needs to be on the dragon now. Like, they don't start the dragon and grubs are still going on. The TP from Samakin's good, but if they're on dragon, they could at least pull it up and try and rush before music gets done. Honestly, it's kind of tough. Like, once this chunk goes down, this is bad from Soligo. Once this chunk is down, then this fight's over. I think the only other thing is that you rush to, like, try and force Samakin flash right off the bat. Veteran heavy from last split? Yeah. It's like, once this chunk goes down, this play is over. And then they fully commit onto Samakin, who flashes back on the tower, and this fight's cooked. Because your Ahri can't play aggressive at all. And then this happens. So, Ezreal... Right, here's the thing for me. Ezreal, you spot this, so now Rovax is going to go fishing. When this misses, I'm not sure if Soligo is spotted or not in there, but Rovax literally just R's the brush and gets a kill. Like... Oh, and then mid's doomed. Bot's already doomed. Jungle is doomed. Jax outscales, like, everything. Jax is so OP this game. Ahri can't really kill Jax, and then you're against 4 auto attackers. Or 3 auto attackers and Udyr, so you can get out of the stuns. Like, it's really doomed. All right, so again, Soligo alt forced, and they're forced out. I do think that once Alorum TP's out here, then this play is over. I didn't see... Oh, yeah, it was here. This look is good. I'm curious if Dardoch can flash to links here. That's worth, because this arrow from Rizzle, like, is actually kind of insane. And he is slowed from an Ashe W. So they get a lot, but again, that's kind of... Their big engage cooldowns are down. So Alorum TV's out saying, like, okay, we got this. There's no way they're going to actually fight and force us off, and then they do. So Lawrence gets in top wave. Then Alorum just can't play for this anymore. So they kind of just let up their power. And Lawrence is able to get this wave bot too. This game continues to be kind of doomed. So Soligo, for me, like, this is spotted. He does clear this out. Samakin is waiting for the cheese, and music's coming on the rotation. This is a nice setup from Blue Water. It's really tough for Soligo to react to this. I think he could have R'd again. Like, that's my thing. I don't know why the third cast of R was missing. I just don't know. There was no flash on music. He could have gotten out. But again, Ahri's down. And the pressure on Ahri to just continuously force Ahri to use defensive ults actually ended up being really good. Dardock's able to get that, but they cut him off from top. And while this is going on, Lynx is just hitting mid, so it's chill. Game in the ending phase, I swear, playing from even is close to impossible. No, you're 100% correct. And they lost this game in the ending phase because Prisma got chunked, and then Music went to contest the split map and actually pulled it off because Ash was chunked. And then Jungle got ahead. Then they contested first Dragon. Jungle was way up in items. And yeah. The Pyke gets a roam on mid and really affected mid matchup. So it ended up just being a really good all-around for Blue Water. And yeah, they're way further up than what's on the scoreboard right now, which is saying a lot because they have a pretty solid lead at the moment. So you're 100% correct, Septi. So yet another Ahri ult is forced. I do think in this scenario, if we're playing for Dragon, I think Soligo needs to find a way to get bot side here. So maybe after this wave, Soligo... Yeah, maybe there's an angle here to actually switch Alorum and Soligo, because Alorum's TP is at least coming off cooldown, and I think Ahri is a little bit more important to have here if you do want to fight for the Drake. Because Ahri being forced off so heavily like this, like, it is a Drake sack. Soligo tries to get in here and get farmed, but you'd much rather have your Udyr getting starved than the Ahri. And you lose ult and flash again. Okay, I missed out on cast. I think that Mirage Alliance need to flip up their lane assignments here. And they didn't, and they get punished for it. And then because of that, they're kind of ahead on the play, so they sack the Dragon, and they end up getting a turret, 2 turrets, and a second Herald Crash, which is really nice. So even dropping the Dragon Stones up being pretty positive for Blue Water. And Soligo is forced to ult defensively yet again. And this fight is really hard. Yeah, that's tough. So Rek'Sai trades 1 for 1. Honestly, the rest of the fight goes about as well as it can for Mirage Alliance, quite frankly. Samick and Flash, let's go wide. If that does hit, it is a Baron, so I'm okay with Samick and fishing there. I think that's an okay time to fish. And I really like Blue Water's. They actually reset there, was pretty disciplined for me. Baron's not on the menu for them, so I like the discipline there with the reset. Yeah, I keep trying to play Ziggs, but I am not APA. Alright, Ziggs, here's the secret. You just fucking farm everything. If you're not getting 10 CS a minute on Ziggs, you shouldn't be playing Ziggs. Ziggs top? Oh, well. Yeah, don't play that thing in long lane. That's hard. That's playing Ziggs on hard mode. This game is really, really hard from Mirage Alliance. They're dropping this Dragon. Oh, yeah. So, Lorm doesn't have TP here. Samikin's a newcomer this split, and he's pretty exciting. So, there's no TP on Alorum, and once he shows on bot here, they know that they have numbers top. I think Mirage Alliance did this expecting that Blue Water would just play for the Drake, but They actually want to contest this. And it ended up being really good for them. Like, Dardak actually plays this pretty well. Like, he procs as much Thunder Sky as he can. The flash is good. He actually found a way to get on the links. But the fight's already doomed. Because the Lorem just can't join. And they're already way behind. Mirage Alliance made some roster swaps. Which I personally think were needed. RGS was not good to split. So they brought in Soligo. Tried to find the Soligo Dardak synergy. So even here, they actually find a pick on the Samakin, and they cancel him riding the wall. But it's immediately answered back into Soligo, and then, yeah. Gotta burn his all charges. So. Yes, I was pleasantly surprised with this team today. Like, I actually think they play with some brains. I really like this sequence too. The TP top. Thought was really nice. All right, can we not be trolling with the frame rate here? And they're able to get out. No, you took your shit. Get out. Like, Rovax getting around and taking that was unironically, like, ended up being really good, so. It's a big fight from Lynx. He hit a huge ult. And he gets to play very far up. And that's pretty much what ends the game. Actually, no, they double inhib and then get out. Yeah. But again, this game's pretty over. The Mirage Alliance damage is... This draft has to be ahead. This is the one point where Lynx takes a really greedy base here and it's spotted. And Prismal is actually able to stop it and they take down Lynx, which is pretty big. So that was like the one oopsie that Blue Otters made. It does mean that Dragon went over to Mirage Alliance, but the answer was really good. Because they just go push this and at least get this all the way in. And they get it. So nice. Oh, no, they don't get it. But that's a good answer from Blue Otter. That is the right idea. So. And because all their lanes are shoved in, Baron was just free. Let me take that in return. Mm-hmm. 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 Game dose. Ah, shit. It's double marksman, so it ended up being pretty good. All right, game 2. Hui first pick. Samikins was rank 1 Zoe. Like, really, really good Zoe. He is an artillery mage player, so it is the Hui for this one. First pick Quay. Aphelios not. We have Nico Jinx, which is fine. Nico can kind of hold the line for Jinx. You can try and get a lot of burst damage, get resets. So I like this combo. Braum is for Nautilus, and to get Jinx out of the lane phase, just catch the engages. And then we have Rek'Sai, some self-sustaining top laner, and Kindred. So it is double marksman. Winning matchup for Kindred in jungle. This game is all about these two with this trying to do shit. This can get prio, or at least early on, kind of. I don't know. The Nara Rek'Sai matchup, I watched Denethor play this one, and I don't know if Lawrence was messing up that matchup as the Rek'Sai, but I ended up preferring the Nara matchup, like, very significantly. We'll say that Lorm has ways to play defense against a lot of what Blue is throwing at them. I think a lot of this is just about mid-jungle. It's about forcing flash off way and being able to attack. Finding angles where the Kindred can get in the face of Sejuani and try to get ahead. If Kindred does get ahead in this draft, this game becomes really hard for Blue Water. And also, Blue Water has to go in, and Braum Jinx can catch that really well with Kindred. So, the other concern I had is that with the Hui and really needing to attack this in the mid lane, Nautilus has roam prio, and Braum cannot really match what Naut does in that scenario. But Braum brings other strengths to the table, of course, so. All right. We got some chunks early. I thought each comp kind of had a winning angle. Why does the Twitch VoD do this sometimes? Like, it just falls behind and then I just skip ahead. Not even going that fast. I actually think Kindred was okay. You're just trying to get an angle where you can invade. Dardock ended up being really big this game, so. Alright. I got full clears. No donkey base for Jinx. Music shows, so Dardock goes to match. And then he's going to try and contest here. So just resets. Rovex was walking up. This is getting a nice base, though, for Jinx. And then Sligo trades flash for flash here. This was spotted. Because the Raptors were... Yeah, Dardock kind of walks over a ward there. So Samakin has the info that he needs to flash away, but I think it's the right trade for Mirage Alliance. Because you are in a world now where Kindred can actually go mid, or Braum can go mid, and you can try and attack ways. So I appreciate Sligo trading flash for flash like that. That said, Kindred is delayed. So Kindred's going to go kind of funnel herself and get him over the triple grubs to Music. So Mark goes over to Dardock. He's got second full clear down. He's ahead of Sej, who skipped over at least Raps to try and be bought. Now it's being taken. And I didn't like this fight. I think Blue Water should not take this fight. With the moment, like, looking at mid, you can see it's a flash of sway. Samakin's really trying to at least stay somewhat respectful to Nico. It's always going to be first move to Nico. And Music just kind of dies for free. The Q ends up hitting Prismal to proc Aftershock, and he flashes out and still does. So that's kind of a freebie over to Jinx for nothing. Yeah. Blue should not have contested that. And then Samakin's flashless and is hitting the turret. And he does his best to slow up Dardock. But yeah, Lorem tries to give it away too. Not the case. So it's a couple decent kills so far from Raj Alliance. Lynx does get some plates off this, and I really like the response here from Music, because Samikin did buy a lot of time. So I think Music going to this side of the jungle and then trying to play to force this Jinx off is the right move. And it was 2 plates over to Lynx, so. But now Lynx, he's got 2 plates, and he needs a base timer. So I think Music, yeah, he's going to stick around. He's going to trade with Prismal, and they're going to get this all the way in. So I really like that recovery, actually, from Music. I thought that was a really, really smart play. And he was sacking some of his own game for that, but I think that's for the right cause. And Dardoch just continues to farm. Next grubs are spawning. He's there. He does need a base at this point, but he just has to deny 2 of these. Prismal's also here to match. And Dardoch gets 2, and he's just piecing. Kraken for Jinx. I feel like that's necessary against Gnar Sedge. And really good try here by Lynx. He gets the sidestep. Sidesteps that too. Just wasn't able to quite connect that. I don't know if he had purple cooldown up or not. Regardless, he's able to force Neo off. I think Rovax shouldn't burn Ignite here. If he doesn't Ignite, this gets fed over to Lynx. And there's also a cleanse. So. And Prismal stalls. Dredge line, it wasn't caught, but it didn't hit the wall. Yeah, that's a free kill. I think whether that dredge line hits or not, it's probably a dead knot. So get on Prismal. Samikin was down here. Hold on. What happened here? Oh, Samikin got this wave in. Yeah, even Prismal walking up like this is pretty aggressive. Yeah, I think the rule for me is if there are 3 health stackers, you got to go Kraken. Spot throw was really nice from Lorem. You can see he got through the W there. He's down a little bit. He did drop a couple waves to go help out with that kill and do other stuff on the map. As this gets a little bit. So we had a swap here on bot side, because keep in mind that first bot play missed. Samikin had to return mid. So off that, Sligo got this in, and now he's going to come help with this dragon. And Sligo spotted during all this. Thought Prismal did a nice job of trying his best to get out of here, but weight damage is a little bit thick. And then this was huge from Sligo. Look at that. 4-man root into a 2-man ult. Nearly hit the 4-man Pop Blossom. But the 4-man root was pretty huge. I mean, it's so close to being a 4-man. So Neo gets enough mana to kind of reset, and yeah, Neo just runs it from there. And this game is cooked. I know Lamb's Respite's up, but Lynx wasn't here. And that for me is the problem. I think if anything, Samikin and Lynx's positions should be swapped after they walk through this brush. Like, Samikin should play for wave, and then Lynx should go up north. And I think that's the one oopsie. 4-man Pop Blossom, or root into Pop Blossom, though, is pretty big. Boku, crazy games today. It was good having you on the cast today. The collegiate love is real. Appreciate it. No vision, right? I assume no vision on the other two. Yeah, but regardless. Form route went crazy. It was fun seeing Winthrop play well. All right. This fight, for me, was an oopsie from Mirage Alliance. They don't have their cooldowns up yet. So I think Mirage Alliance were playing way too far up, and Blue Otters were correct to punish. For me, if ults are down, I actually think the ults on Mirage Alliance, like Pop Blossom and Lambs or Spider, are the ones that, for me, really changed this game. I think if ults are down, then Aphelios becomes, pretty fucking useful. It's already a 2-level lead for Dardoch, though. Shit. I called out the fact it was a 3-level lead later in the game.
Great, but like you said, Cummy.
Blicky Drip. Thanks for the follow. Also, after that post-fight, with the turn on the Blue Waters, Alorum did kind of catch up and get back into this game a little bit, so that's kind of nice, too. We have the dive coming in for Samikin. Jungle was spotted topside, so Samikin's just dead, and they get it over the Jinx, too. So for me, this was... I like this from Mirage Alliance. Like, I feel like they did a better job of playing towards their win con in this scenario. I don't think you can attack Alorum if you're Blue Water. You just have to attack anything else on this map. So by showing up here, bot just gets fucked. Now, I will say the response from them with Rift Herald was good. Like, they at least get a double crash off, but it still is gold over to Jinx, with Mirage Alliance will take. Or they get 2 turrets, I should say. And Dardoch takes all Music's jungle. Which I didn't call out on cast, but that's also pretty significant. And they keep the push up for inner, because they stuck around too long, so Blue Waters somewhat grief their tempo here. I think if they base right after this, then they can defend this bot play. There were no camps to take on top side. And you can't fuck with Rek'Sai. So Alorum's at least seeing 2 members there and are like, hey, you guys can push. So 2 turrets. Really nice. And mid. So like in the full scope of the play, Mirage Alliance still come out on top, and for me, got the gold in more important places. All right, so we have a full commit onto the top inner because we cannot fight the Drake. And I will say Prismal getting caught. Kind of hurt. There's just no one else on map here. So I don't think Prismal can't afford to hit this. Just got to give this one. Yeah. It's a good shift here from Blue Water. Again, I don't think they can fight this dragon. If that's the case, though, I still think that's kind of a doom game for them. That did end up being the case. This top matchup is actually in our favor. Is it just Denarthor is that much better when he plays it? I think Denethor, I don't know yet. I think it can be Gnar favored, but I definitely think that the fact that it was Denethor's Gnar definitely made a difference. I also built Terminus second, which is... I think if you do that, then you are going to win the split. And I appreciate that I saw Gnar building Terminus. That is the split pushed item. All right, so Mirage Alliance shift all their power into this side. We'll give Samikin this. But it does a lot for them to set up for Baron when it comes up. Now, he built Terminus second. I actually think it was fine. He was pretty far ahead already. And he just started owning sides. Maybe he's done the math on that versus Cleaver, but he does benefit from Gnar's Hyper too. Not to mention resistances. I mean, this fight's just cooked. The thing for me with this fight is Nar's not here and Samakin's not here, so Lynx is hitting. I think I fucked up. I said Lynx was late to the fight. Samakin was late to the fight on the cast. Like, yeah, Alorum's going to sack himself here. Not even. Prismal gets out. Like, the DPS wasn't here when the engage hit for Blue Otter. So, it just allowed for Dardoch and Braum to kite back, and it's chill. And Neo does a nice job of returning some fire, too, with the range. I really appreciate how Neo played this. Old Hullbreaker, sort of. No, I think Terminus is, like, not bad at all on Gnar. And this is kind of, we're flipping the game here. That is indeed Soligo. And another reset comes in. And this game's cooked. Good flash from Samakin. Yes, this is Fearless Draft. So Prismo's gonna try and walk through this choke. It's not a bad engage, honestly. Like, Alorum's gonna be late to the fight. But the fact that Lamb's Spike gets down means that this fight's over. It really is, sadly, that simple. Like, it's a good ult from Lawrence. The chain's good, but there's just that small window where before the depth charge hit, Dardoch gets the ult down. And Dardoch's DPS is just so big. Also, Neo just hitting Lynx like this is so good. And Soligo's TP is perfect. So Lynx is cooked. And after that, Alorum cleans up. So, Mirage Alliance. They have a soul. Dardoch is going to go take it solo. After he gets his mark, this game is wrapped. Also, Chemtech, actually not bad this game for Mirage Alliance, given that it's a Kindred. You can kind of abuse the 10% under the 50% health threshold pretty well. Not to mention, like, some Lance Spite heal. It's actually, like, not terrible. And it's another Wombo for a Jinx reset. Alorum goes in a little bit. Alorum went a little bit ham here. Chemtech Rek'Sai does sound a bit gross. That as well. Good call out. Good call out. I think Chemtech, like, it's just universally accepted it's not the hottest soul. But I actually think that some people, like, don't think about all the scenarios. And there are scenarios, but can be good. I will say Lynx almost found setup here onto Neo. So let's watch Neo's fight, because this is a nice gun from Lynx, and he sidesteps that. And it's combined with Samakin, so they get half health. Then Samakin gets chunked. And then the Barbs finds Aphelios, and it's GG. I mean, it's already GG. But
Timing could be great, but like you said, Cubby.
Nicole B. Demented. Damn. Do we really hate our ex, Nicole? Is that why that's our name, or what's the story behind that one? So the math on Chemtech soul gold value, like they did with other Drakes, like changed in win rate equivalent. I'm sure that's the case. You want to go on a hunt for me, Gambarino? I got chat on my second monitor. If anyone wants to look, I'm down. Because I was like, in the middle of the split when Aatrox was being played a lot, I was actually talking about Chemtech Aatrox. If you stack 2 or 3, it was really good. All right, good find from Mirage Alliance. They just cut off Blue Otters through wave, and they spot him up here. Dardoch pushes him up, and then Soligo just gets a sick ang. It's on full vision. Prismal plus Braum Nico was kind of nice there. And GG's. This was a good game for Mirage Alliance. They played this game out really well. I was kind of worried they weren't going to show up during this tournament. I'm glad they put together that game. And honestly, they had a really good start to this game, and then shit got a little bit fucked. It was just 4 Drakes. Each Drake is about 600 to 1100 gold, but I haven't seen anything. Whoa, care to comment about that one handsome man in the video? Actually, yeah. Follow my co-caster Grapes. He's great. The tier 3 tonight, the lift that him and Hawk put into that show was immense.
Timing could be great,
along with
like
Cam.
Cubby.
Hey, what's up, Samikin? Oh, good timing. That is the Samikin Lux dropping the follow. Congrats on the win. This was a fun one. Honestly, this ended up being a fun series because each game was one-sided, and I feel like both teams showed they had decent macro in the first 2 games. And then game 3 was Mirage Alliance was up until they weren't. All right, so this game, we've got first pick Varus let through, but we also let Rumble through for Lawrence. And we took a blind alley. The instant not response. Brahm's not available to us anymore. Keep that in mind. Scion answer into Rumble, which did see buffs on this patch that I think are significant to Scion in this matchup. And then it is Kaisa. We took away Viari and Corky Syndra. I did call out Samikin on the cast that Corky Syndra... Grapes mentioned Lux, and I'm like, wait a minute. Corky Syndra are 2 good picks in the Lux. And sure enough, Lux it was. Could be. I don't know how much Soligo's been playing of late. I know he's competing with Boulder, but it's not the same as playing at NACL, you know? So Lux taken here. I will say I don't know this matchup that well, so I'll lean on you if you have any advice. I know Lux can be a lane bully, but Hui obviously has quite a bit of range as well. Then it is Lee, Hui, and the Kong. So this comp's kind of fun from Blue Water because it is knock up for this, and then this over the top, right? And what ended up being kind of nice about this game is that I really like Scion in the Rumble, but Scion kind of has a tough game because there are 2 knockups that can cancel his Q, and a lot of things that can get around Scion. Yeah, you are right about that, Samikin. Even like the QE is delayed at least, right? The fear has range, but yeah. And it's kind of funny we had 5-pick jungle in all 3 games this series. I found that kind of funny. Yeah, this is like orbital strike, right? And then this over the top with this for setup. This for me, Mirage Alliance, they actually have lane advantage for sure, bot. Mid should go to Lux, but I think Lee is a really good pick for pressuring and ganking mid. And then Scion needs a couple levels, but once Scion gets a couple levels, you can really neutralize Rumble matchup, and you just become big tanky Scion. But it's pretty easy for this to play around Scion, so that is one of the perks. Yeah, let's hop on in. I was shocked I didn't try like flash for flash on Rovex there, by the way. Because I think trading Hex Flash is so worth it for the Not. I don't know. '22 World Quarterfinals win rate? Damn. Based on gold lead. Oh, okay. Interesting. It did change a bit from then, though. I think they changed it this past season, no? At least what the individual dragons give themselves. Because now they give shielding Hielding, whereas back then I think it was tenacity. Yeah, so Alorum's matchup so far is going pretty nicely. We'll say that the Q early on for Scion does mean that he has push and some pressure. Need a couple levels for Rumble. Like once, I think it's like level 3 for Rumble or 4. You can start the push out. It's really just trading on your overheat timers, and I will give it to Lawrence. The one all in he took up there was really good. But Dardak got the revisit anyway. So first timer was used on mid, And they do force the Lux Flash, which is pretty nice, because especially with Dardoch with 6 incoming, it is punishable. I think that this was a little bit desynced from Prismal and Dardoch. Could have been a little bit cleaner, but not bad. And we were going to see Lawrence pull this wave up top. And he gets a little chunk for it, but they do set up gank coming up here. Dude, what's this skipping? Yeah, so Lawrence flashes over the Decimating Smash, and then Music's able to get in here, and they clean up Alorum, which ended up being really well played for Blue Waters. So Lawrence is able to base and then just TPs directly back. Really nice flash on the overheat from Lawrence. And he even sacks his caddy minion to make sure they secure this kill. Then bot. I don't know what the fuck happened here. This was super troll. Like, what's Prismal doing? They don't have this wave in. And this, for me, like, really helped Blue Waters, because this wave state is fucked. And with Music just showing top, I know Dardoch took a base, but you can get this wave in and continue up the pressure. I don't know what the hell happened here. But Neo just dies for free. Sorry, guys. I'm getting trolled. And that wave is, like, all Kaisis now. So, yeah, that was bad. That was really bad. Now, it is Flashless Rumble. That's mincemeat for Dardoch Lee Sin. I really like that call. And Dardoch continues to, like, really cruise in this game. He gets very fed in this one. He is planning to rotate out his own camps. And he is level 5. He's actually going to drop Grubs, though, to go take this Drake, which I thought was fine, given that it is a Varus. So he's going to play to keep farming as D and take a Drake. Dardoch was playing support, but they had a role swap. So notice how Prismal is not AD anymore. He's support. I actually kind of liked Prismal support. I liked Prismal AD too back in the day, but when Prismal role swapped to support, I actually thought he was taking really good angles. He had some really good vision for plays. Everything alright when she calls me back. She calls back. It's getting a little bit stuttery. Maybe this would... Oh, that looks like so shit, though. I want it all. I appreciate the look from Rovex. That's a good try. He does have Q Flash available. And Neo is at least able to get this. That's big because I think that Dardoch could have maybe looked for top lane here again. Alorum has Flash. You can at least do ult for, like, get Rumble Flash out. Would have chosen one where I was smiling. I'm surprised it wasn't just Monkey D. Luffy, man. Alright, so Alorum smells this one coming. Dardoch's going to his bot camps. Hey, what's up, Mateus? And Alorum chooses not to flash here. Nice cancel on the Decimating Smash from Music. Means it's pretty free. Yeah, well played. That said, Dardoch is able to go a little bit ham here. He's level 7 with Eclipse, so you're kind of just God on these Sin right now. He didn't quite have enough damage for that one, but you can keep on fighting. And yeah, Lynx has to cancel, so Dardoch's doing a really good job here. So the top gank for me is, like, punished really well by Mirage Alliance because they force all this off the wave. And Lawrence actually walked down. They spotted this on a ward. He TPs back, and then the pressure continues. And so Prismal goes for this ward jump from Dardoch's very nasty. I know he didn't get to follow it up, but just the fact he got the Sonic Wave on Lynx with no sums, that's dead. Then while all this is going on, I think we get a replay on the mid kill and how that happened, but it's a huge win for Mirage Alliance. I think the hover from Lawrence was smart, but once he TP'd back, I really appreciate how Mirage Alliance recommitted that play. Don't worry, this is a replay mid, Samikin. We're going to talk about it. Was there not a replay mid? Sorry. Yeah, it's a pip. Samikin flashed in, and Sligo flashed out. Bummer. I watched the first 2 games at T1 HOE. I'm not going to VoD review those games until after I'm done with the promotion tournament. Then I'll kind of go back through some of the major series. This is my job. I got to focus on this right now. Feels dank, man. So at least it's 6 grubs for Blue Otters. That is kind of nice because like Kais is able to sneak a plate in that little scenario. Oh. And Nick's going to get back. That kind of hurts just a little bit. Like, I thought at this point of the game, things were looking really good for Mirage Alliance. They're able to stack up the first 2 Drakes. They're still able to find point spot. Dardock's really strong right now. I really appreciate how they pulled this to bot side because Prismal has control of this brush. So for me, this is just good like fundamentals from Mirage Alliance. They did take Saligo to like dip all the way down. So now Samikin and Blue Otters do have pry over mid, but that's the part of the map they had control. So pointing the Drake to that side was really good. And yeah, they catch most of mid too, so it's fine. And then I love this swap from Mirage Alliance. So they deploy Alorum bot. He just eats the wave with an ult. And now you have Varus not with Elisa in the tail on this top side. And Rumble just can't touch this wave. I think there might be a world where Lawrence can try and walk up and equalize it, but he doesn't. And so it's a huge trade because Alorum's still getting resources, whereas they're denying the wave bot. So they don't get first brick out of all this, but I really like the swap with Sion. Because I think Sion uniquely just can't be moved in bot lane and can also absorb the waves. And you can find really good winning scenarios for your marksman. Alorum has TP. If they wanted to fight, they could, but he burned ult to get that wave. And so no ult Sion is fine. They get first brick, and then he gets us all the way in. Sion's not exactly meta, but there is value for Sion into the Rumble, specifically. You just can't move him. And swaps like that are really valuable always. He's not exactly... I wouldn't consider Sion meta. I know T1 played it, but that's because I think they kind of trolled draft. They banned TK, and they decided to first pick Senna and not Nautilus. And I don't know what HLE would have played into Nautilus with Senna. Because in LCK, that's like a must deny. Alright, so this is where things go from bad to worse. Alright, Samikin TP's in the middle of this. The fact you TP to this minion, Samikin, and not the turret is crazy, but you did pull this off, so. Double root. Music's here to boot. And the big thing for me is that Saligo can't follow on this play. So, I know that they immediately take down Rumble, but Varus is so far away from this. And Rovax ends up making it so that Varus just gets one shot by Winx. So I'm pretty sure that Varus got comboed right there off screen. Neo didn't flash it. He flashed the 8. And Winx takes him out. Can't catch them to kill him because I'm too far right. Yeah, I mean, you are correct. But Lux TPing in the middle of this is a bit bonkers, but you made it work. It's like Prisma has ult. So, like, he did get ult off, but Alorum has to flash that. They didn't have the damage for Samikin, and he ends up ripping him, and then Winx solo kills Neo on the back half, and Alorum just falls. Yeah, that's true. Dardock has kick, though, in all this. Like, he didn't get kick off. I know he gets one-tapped, but I think there's a world where if Dardock, like, used his flash for the root, not the E. But he thought your root was coming down first. So he flashed that, and the root thence. Ended up being really good. So I think the biggest part of this fight, though, is the fact that Rovax and Lynx did take down Neo for free. Because now there's, like, no post play. And Neo wasn't able to get involved in the fight at all. So if you look at the other side of the fight, Neo gets caught here, and Lynx just gets the one shot. And that for me was huge. So Neo trying to take that path, I can fully understand and support the fight, but he didn't flash Rovex combo, which I can't really blame him for. But yeah, that take from Raj Alliance was too deep. And not only does that give a lot of gold over to Blue Waters, but also the summoner spells being down are significant, especially when you're playing this bouncy house comp with like Rumble, Lux, Kai'Sa over the top. This chunk was good. This answer, though, from Blue Water was actually so fucking lit. This is so good. I really like the take on the Rovex just because they got a big chunk. But Prismal and Saligo are holding the wall. I think that Prismal in this scenario, it's a little bit tough to read. But I think that Prismal, as Samikin's kind of pointing out, needs to be tracking music. Because yes, this root goes down, but Prismal, like, no one's behind. And so music gets off this massive flank. It's a really good equalizer from Lawrence. And then this is just a shit ton of damage that falls. So Saligo dies immediately. And yeah, it's a full combo on a music, but it was a really big flank, and Lynx gets a free fight from here. Now, Rovex fell. Okay, Rovex fell. Hold on. There are a couple things that Mirage Alliance, I think, screwed up in the back half of this fight. So one, it's a good flash from Samikin, but like that stretch line from Prismal was bad. And I think Prismal needs to wait for when Sonic Waves back up. Once that goes wide, this gets a little bit hard. Also, Samikin on this Malignant Lux almost is ult back up again. The fact there's a ward here is a little bit unlucky for Mirage Alliance. Because like if they walk into this Decimating Smash, then maybe they can turn, but Lauren sees it. And so they cook Lorem. And then Link's still at ult during all this, so Neo just gets one shot. Nice root from Samikin. They take down Lee Sin, and that's a big win for Blue Waters. It was a really big flank. I think Prismal needs to be... like it's kind of hard to say, because I know that everyone's up here, but I think someone from Mirage Alliance needs to be marking the flank, and because Scion's on Rovex, it has to be Prismal. It either has to be him or Dardoch. Honestly, it's probably Dardoch. It's probably... Dardoch probably has to go find music here. Like, no one finds music. And so this pull from Lawrence is really big. And I know music goes down, but it's well worth it. Like, they got all the damage over the top. Lynx gets to have a pretty easy fight for the rest of this. And yeah, Prismal Dredge Line was a bit unfortunate. Hashtag Blue Water win. What's up, Kizno? I'm on your guys' best of 5 tomorrow. Best of luck. Wait, advance the game to get kills? I agree. I don't think we should take Q there. I think that if Prismal and Dardoch coordinated that a little bit better, maybe it's winning. Now, this answer was really good from them. Like, off spawn. Because you take port and kind of walk in. It's a good bait. Hey, what's up, Manui? Hashtag Samikin for LSTS. The Lux was pretty nice. Huh. When you walked in the Lux. Okay. I got tilted to this. Rovex has Hex Flash. He's trying to Hex Flash out. The player from Mirage Alliance, I said this on the cast. Hit the Baron. If you hit Baron, Rovex just takes free damage. Like, the Baron just you just do free damage on the Rovex and he's stuck there. And then Sligo ult goes wide. And Blue Otters are able to push. This equalizer from Lawrence is nasty. I know it's not with setup, but just into the choke ended up being so good. So that's enough HP where they feel comfortable enough to actually start the Baron. And then Music's able to somewhat turn. Oh, yeah. This was so good from Rovex. Rovex gets right on their asses, and it's a 3-man Lux ult. The sacrificial cow that didn't die. I mean, ASOL is just super OP right now. Everyone's playing ASOL, and everyone should. I think people are almost afraid to play Ziggs in LCK, though, because Deft was so good in the champion when he was on KT in Season 8. And they could have games where they take like 5-6 turrets by 14 minutes, and then T1 figured out how to win, even despite that. It was really filthy. Yeah. They got a little locked up. And now, I mean, this game's cooked from now. Like, so many, there's one more fight where, like, they actually have flashes up, so I feel like they have one fight that's kind of winnable, and then after that, once flashes are down, Rovex and Music have a gold lead, so they can just kind of brute force fight. Prismal did not have his best games. I would agree. The chunk on the Lynx is decent. It's actually really nice from Neo. They do get Lux ult. It's like, this is really good. I thought this was going to be a little bit close because a lot of things were desynced, and because of the first find on Lynx, it got a little bit funky. The depth charge was bad. I think depth charge needs to be held. And Prismal tried to guess the dodge, not the case. And Dardoch gets chunked, but it's not super high value. That said, we are mulling than Slux at this point. And then there was just the overcommit. See, this is the thing for me again. This ward spots Music. Like, Music is spotted right here. So, like, why, like Prismal for me needs to be... Prismal or Dardoch have to mark Music in this scenario, and no one does. So, yeah. And it's just doomed. And then they burn flashes on the carries, so once those flashes are down, again, you're like down gold to this comp. It's so easy for them to force. Lawrence wasn't even there. He's just chilling. A lot of players still deploy without their cameras on their own character most of the time, so that's how we get most of those narrow vision plays, IMO. Everyone was so grouped up, though, at that point. I think it was just tunnel, whether we like it or not. Now, this play was tough because they didn't check the control ward. I caught this one on cast, but they walked past control ward, and so Blue Otter get to make this play with full info, and then flashes are down, so it's like actually just fucking doomed. Yeah, so like I can understand trying to set up a pick on this, but Saligo's no flash, and that's it. And then Dardoch spotted, Prismal zoned off. Alorum TPs to try and save things. Can't save shit. Link's flash is a little bit sussy, it doesn't matter. And it's 10k gold. Kaiser's fed his balls. I don't know, for me at this point, this game is wrapped. So, you know. I like this a lot from Blue Otter. Like, they're just forcing them to walk in. Rovex finds a really high-value target in Soligo, and he gets one-tapped. And then Music just flashes. Lawrence is able to follow. Brisbane is best to try and force things out, but again, it's just wraps at this point. Yep. GG's. Congrats, Blue Waters, and getting the right to play Winthrop on Saturday. I believe that's a best of 5 too, which will be fun. Pog is correct. Hey, we had a Pog in here too. Round 3. Yeah, for those not familiar, that was OQ1 final. All right, now to watch the tragedy. Oh, it's the second best of 5? Yeah. That's fun. Okay, Winthrop versus Ole Miss. I Winthrop probably 2-1 just because I think there's some sloppy games played by each of these teams. More so by Ole Miss. I feel like Ole Miss have to bring games down to their level in order to win. So I was kind of expecting them to be able to successfully do that to get a game in one of these. Yeah, that said, let's hop into this draft. We've got Jinx first pick. And then it is the Instanaut Zin. Azir taken. And then we can ban out a couple of Azir counters. No TF topside. I think TF would enable them to attack quite a bit. The TF ban was a little bit interesting to me. Because it does open up Renekton to get grabbed. Maybe they just don't feel like they have value for TF on their own side. Winthrop is upset with me, ... Oh, no. So, Winthrop, for me, they took away Alistar and Rel. I was talking about how valuable I felt like Braum was on the cast, because it's really easy for them to proc Winter's Bite and to catch this. So, like, looking back, I know it's a little bit of hindsight. I think they're trying to deny the big wombo with these two, with the Varus. But Braum ended up being really valuable in this game. Made things a little bit hard. That said, Braum did end up getting monumentally outscaled by Asol. Braum can't do shit in this champ later on. No one can really do shit in this champ later on. That ended up happening. We have Gragas for Renekton. I really like the Gragas pick here. And I think Stray played it decently well. You can control a lot of terrain with Gragas and really try and push the game forward. So, and there was. That was game 1. So Winthrop 5-man bot brush, trying to play for Prio here. I think Winthrop could have split that to give an early level 2 to Denethor. If you're going back as Winthrop in that VoD, I would have only 2 people hit that ward to make sure Renekton got level 2 off first wave. I think that's the most important person to give it to. So early level 2 for Winthrop. I will say I think they shoved that a little bit too quickly. If you go 3-wave crash, then you can maybe get the Jinx a quick base, get Cole, and then fight when the wave bounces back. That's not the case, though. And they use their pressure to actually get a ward. But I do think this makes the lane a little bit harder for them. That said, I think this might have been a plan, because that ward, Wakao, went in and is able to find an angle. I thought this was a little bit gutsy. It's a really nice Q from Rhino. Shogo, though, wasn't able to get an auto down onto Wakao, and no one else was able to proc Winter's Bite. So he ends up walking out. As you can see, that's the 2. Rhino doesn't flash to try and get him. I think if it's a double flash commit, there's maybe a chance that Ole Miss gets this. Not the case. And then Chucky's flashes over. And it is a trade, so Chucky's does go down, but Shogo gets double buffs and early ups to Winthrop. Wukong with QE. Yes. I was a little bit puzzled by that as well. I think if it's a double flash commit here from Ole Miss, they get the kill and they can maybe run the fight with Braum. Like if Braum flashes into this brush here and Shogo flashes over, I do think Zin dies. They get double buffs, so they can maybe run the fight. It might have been a little bit too late though. I think it had to be earlier flash commits to try and execute Zin. Like, am I crazy if Shogo flashes over the wall and Rhino, like, flash W autos, they kill Trickster, they get double buffs, they can maybe go from there? I think it might have been playable. Whoops. All right. That said, on the base, Icelandic does get Renekton Flash. It's not bad for a pit stop top. Like, this game's all about bot. I will say the one bad thing, I don't think Icelandic can do this because this wave needs to get in for Ole Miss. Shogo's yet to base. So when Icelandic shows up here, it makes this play free for Wakao, and this is really, really bad for Ole Miss. So I think the top laner, or jungler showing top there was really bad. From passive obsolete, that's true. Yeah, probably. Dude, they gotta take the base damage off Jinx and Zeri, Matt. Or the base health off Jinx, Zeri. These champs are just problems. You can't move them in lane. And then they're just Thanos later on. These champs need to be changed. So, kind of like what I said with the Wukong showing topping and oops, just getting that. Xin shows top now and is on Grubs, and this kind of enables Icelandic to get in. It's a really nice trade here from Ole Miss to try and set this up. So I think this is the oopsie. Like, Chucky's eats this. I would have queued to deter it, because now he gets one shot, and that ends up being a big problem. It is answer. Mobility gets excited, but he still has to miss most of this wave. And the next wave, too, because Uncle Sam's hovering. So, well played from Ole Miss, and I think each jungler showed top at a pretty bad time for their bot lanes, and the other side punished pretty appropriately. Oh, this ended up being really big in the game. So I like this invade from Wakao. It's just that this flash needs to come in later. We did not flash the zero wall properly. So he's going to flash. Yeah. It's a little sad. If he jukes that, then it's doable, but now this game is actually really hard, I think, for Winthrop. Because bot's in a decent scenario. Mid's still going to push for a little bit. Wukong set, Xin behind. It's kind of hard to play right now. So now both junglers are working the way back bot. Zin's a little bit ahead of the pace, but... And this was just so weird for me from Winthrop, because we're playing not Jinx, and we have rank 6 on our support. I think Chucky's needs to throw out this ult earlier, and so they can actually chain the chompers. Like, if he autos and ult Shogo immediately, I think that the knockup actually sticks Braum here, and they can one-tap. But the chompers never go off on the Braum. And then it's just, they get fucked on. So now the Braum turns the fight. So I think that was an oopsie. Mobility wasn't in range to throw out the chomps. I think Mobility could have played that a little bit better if he stayed in range, just knowing that they're looking. So there is a world where Mobility can stay up, but I do think that Rhino has some form of tenacity in his kit based on how long I saw that route. I don't know if he has Mercs or not. Oh yeah, he did. He does have Mercs. Yeah, he's got Mercs. So this needs to be better chain. They didn't account for Mercs here. So ends up being turned. Well played by Rhino to get out, and well played by Shogo. The flash from Chucky is a little bit tragic, but if you would have too. And then this was also really weird because, like, Swords W just goes the wrong way. I don't know what happened here because it literally just mispositions him. So Uncle Sam can do this now. And again, this game just continues to be more dooms. Oh, it's an ASOL bug? Oh, no. That's my bad. All right, I didn't know about that. Thanks. I feel bad because I didn't, like, hard flame him, but that obviously, if that goes the other way, I don't think the play goes the way it did. And that's very fair to say. The mobility ends up going down. That said, Ole Miss do overcommit here. Oh, that's fun. So the TP comes in. Shookies tries to keep Icelandic kind of curious. And Ole Miss, they do overreach. Denethor plays this out really nicely. That flash from Denethor was really, really good. And then Shogo flashes in to try and finish him off. That flash is a little bit grief. And then Wakao is able to get a big shutdown and push. Icelandic uses both Thunder Skies procs well, but mobility gets shut down. So it was a big advantage for Ole Miss, turned into an advantage. Yeah. It was a bit of an oopsie. God, there's so many fights in this game. I don't think this fight is ever takeable for Winthrop, so I don't think Chookies can be here. I know they do find Uncle Sam. I appreciate the early ultimate. They just don't have numbers. Strays first. They're already behind. And then props to Rhino for finding that Q, because the lethal Tempo Varus ends up finding Asol. And then a really nice cast to get another one from Stray. I haven't seen a ton of tape on Stray. So when I was covering Ole Miss, they had a... Shit, who was top lane for them? It was a roll swap mid. He was doing well up there. Who was Ole Miss top laner in fall? Help me out, chat. Yeah, obviously I've seen some OQ games, but not all. But I thought Stray was like did his job in these games. So, as Gragas was quite good at quite a few moments. Anyway, this game is pretty doomed. It really is just like Asol. Also, I think that Jinx, like the build is. I prefer Kraken, and I think the breakpoint for me is I think Kraken's better against 3 health stackers. Like whenever you have 3 health stackers in a game. Because the biggest thing for me is that if you go this build, it delays LDR, which I think is far more valuable against this front line. And once mobility gets LDR, these fights really do shift in a different direction. Now, there are a lot of other reasons for that, too, because Acel was in the game. But at this point, it's just kind of leaning on Acel and hoping that he gets big. And because there are a lot of fights at this level, you get more stacks, and that helps Acel as this game goes on. So I know Acel's 0-2-0, but he is getting some stacks, which are pretty nice. Like, that E for this point of the game is so big. We have 185 stacks. 192. Filth. Absolute filth. All right, so we found Rhino. I actually thought this was a pretty winning scenario for Winthrop. And this ended up being pretty well managed by Ole Miss, because right now, like, they're being chased down numbers by a rivalized Acel. I thought Sor was doing a decent job of, like, actually holding the line here. But a Zero turret goes down. And they actually turn this. Like, Chucky's, the hook goes wide, but even if that hook hits, I don't know how good it is being down a depth charge. This hook ends up being all right. Like, they take down just the weakest member, right? And then mobility just over pushes for this one. Like, after that auto, I think that's all he gets. He's got to back off. Nice dodge there by Chucky's. Chucky's, my boy. This pink ward from Ole Miss was poor. It missed the ward on the side of the pit, and given what Baron is right now, you can actually spot this if you drop a better one. Now, I do really like this from Ole Miss because TP is down for Acel, and so you can actually do this. Hey, what's up, Palace? Hope your stream was good. What were you streaming today? And it's a good attempt for mobility on the rocket. This is a really good call from Ole Miss. The insta flash too from Stray, appropriate given that he was TPing onto Jinx traps. I don't know how not. Like, I think he could have gotten out maybe without it, but regardless. VCS watch parties after VoD review. Oh, I wish. I gotta cast again tomorrow. So we're gonna go rest. I'm gonna try and get an hour of Civ in before LCK starts. That's my treat to myself. This is just filthy. But no damage yet. I do like that from Sword, though, because at least by pushing like that, they open up an angle where they can try and play for mid-outer. But I think Uncle Sam TP's in, if I'm not mistaken. No, he doesn't. Okay. Yeah, they don't get it. And they actually get mobility flash. So I think mobility pushing here, I think mobility is doing the right thing. I think his team needs to be here. And the fact that Chompers went this direction meant that Wukong was actually able to get in and get his flash, which was really bad. Because now Jinx is, like, down flash in a fight that was kind of winning, and you have another 5-minute window where you're just kind of losing. So Ole Miss gets Drake off this, and they're up significantly. And Jinx flash being down is very punishable from this comp. So I thought that was a really big part of the game, actually. Wait, what the fuck happened here? I think Ole Miss's Baron was kind of gross. I mean, biggest thing for me, I don't think we need to commit 5 to Drake. No one's sniffing this Drake. Someone needs to be on mid-wave right now. We could have afforded to have both Gragas and Azir on waves, and this Baron would be 10 times better. Instead, like, because we use our complete turn to take Drake, we have to fix everything. And then we reset. So we just take away any and all strength from our Baron. Yeah. We fixed 3 waves after that dragon with a Baron. That's pretty poor. And Winthrop gets the tower. So I think Ole Miss didn't need the 5-stack there. They could have split people up and just had faith that Winthrop weren't going to contest them. And then they could have used more of their Baron to actually push. Now Baron's out, and they really got nothing out of it besides that Drake. Really good Braum ult here. And a great cask from Stray. But this is all made because of Braum ult. I think Chucky's hooking in here is a little bit ambitious. Same with Wakao trying to dash in. I don't think there was a fight, ever. So. Also, today I learned Wakao in Chinese means fuck. I never knew that. Or I'm not sure if it's Mandarin, but today I learned. Yeah. And then keep in mind, mobility's no flash here. So like, this is really tough. I think mobility has to wait for this wave, but like he is trying to play back, play respectfully, and Uncle Sam finds him. It's the swoop, and yeah, they end up taking Uncle Sam, which isn't the worst trade, but still, this is the portion of the game where I felt like Ole Miss won. I swear to God. So there are 3 creeps left, and we have 20 seconds on mobility. I think there's a world where with Gragas we end. And I was talking about this on the broadcast. But I really thought we should end it here as Ole Miss. And that ends up hurting. Really bad. I don't know. There are 3 creeps. I think Xin Zhao could have gotten the creeps. And again, like if he used our Baron better, then maybe there was less turrets to get through. So I know that there was like whether we end or not was kind of the question, but also that Baron, we sent 5 people to take the dragon. If we kept some people on waves, maybe you could have used more of the Baron to take more of the structures, and then you have a better scenario. But regardless, Icelandic and Rhino kind of the ultimates here. It's a nice ult from Shogo, so they get Chookies for free. But Uncle Sam ends up getting kited pretty good, and then Sword gets out. And again, we're trying to end. Mobility's doing his damnedest. I thought Ole Miss was going to win here. Oh my God. I mean, guys, Shogo, if we don't kill this wave, we get to hit inhibitor turret way earlier. Oh no, that also was not good. So Sword misses, or that whiffs. Oh no. Well, this was the worst one. Yeah, we didn't need to play for top wave. We just should have played for structures. I mean, if Ole Miss plays for structures here, they would legitimately win this game. And if Uncle Sam hits that, they also legitimately win this game. But I think that there are other team things we can do besides a missed ultimate. And then, yeah, things get really bad here. So I think one of the bigger mistakes in this, obviously Ole Miss, they're retreating. They're a good TP from Denethor. I don't think Uncle Sam should TP in for this. At the Drake, because now what ends up happening is that we have desync timers and they get both the Mountain Soul, that be, and Baron. And really good call by Winthrop. The base is 4. But yeah, that only got to half. And then this fight is a 5v4. Ole Miss tries to take it. And props to Denethor in this fight, who waits out, like, got a stun off on Shogo, waits out this winner's bite. Then Chookies finds Shogo, and Denethor finds them later. And while all this is going on, the Gragas engaged on Zin, and yeah. What's up, Sean / Jiggly Duffy? That's a really good fight from Denethor. I really like how he put that one out on Croc. And now, for me, Winthrop's up in this game. Because Asol is just what it is later. And Jinx items are really good at this point. You have massive range on Varus. So, this was tragic. I think if Ole Miss were more disciplined, they win this game. Are you playing any games tonight after VoDs? I'm not, T-Legs. I swear, though, I'll have a Teamfight Manager stream at some point. I'm going to play Civ off stream for an hour. That's my treat to myself, legitimately. I could get down on some Civ. I'm not going to stream it. I got a game going. It's Civ 5 complete. Hyper focused on it. Yeah. I'm playing on like 5 difficulty right now. I'm trying to kind of scale my way back up. I might try and beat Deity in off season. But we'll see. I'm going to... I have not played like a dragon. I also want to play Balatro. But I don't know. I'm like my off season, I'm going to hopefully stay busy with MSI VoD reviews and prepping for that. It's been fun streaming these and posting these on YouTube. And I feel like it's... Like, today, I think a combination of me being disciplined about these for the last couple weeks, having more to review, and also watching LPL, LCK playoffs, because, like, it's just fun. I've been going through LEC, and then more reps on cast. I felt like today was, like, one of my cleaner days on broadcast. And I think I've just been, like, getting more reps in and grinding a little bit more, which has been good. So I've appreciated it. Yes, Jade adds, it is your boy. I met him at a LAN, and I said I used to live with Jade ads, and he was like, no shit. I was like, yeah. Like, I subbed in for you guys with a scrim. For background, guys, Jade ads is an old friend of mine from Columbus. He used to coach OSU, and Icelandic Hero was on that team. Cast today was smooth. I appreciate that blicky drip. Also, Akao has a little bit of a moment here, unfortunately. I think he was going for knockup, and honestly, okay, I actually kind of flamed this on cast. I'm gonna be real. If this hits, they get the next dragon for free, and they kill him. So this looks bad. I don't think it's that bad, actually. I think he just should have waited for the Q. After the Q, if he hits that, it's good. Hey, what's up, Denethor? Denethor, I praised your last Renekton team fight around Baron after Ole Miss threw twice. Fuck off. Yes, J-Dads did coach Justin Fields. I actually watched Justin Fields go down 5-0 to Miami, Ohio at OSU Stadium, and then they won 73-5. Ooh. Yeah, they got a safety and a field goal, and then it was 73-5. Justin Fields was quite good that game. I think the Miami, Ohio coach had probably the funniest quote I've ever heard in my life, though, which was someone asked him like what it's like to play OSU, and he's like, imagine you're playing backyard football, and the other team gets the first 180 pick, or like the first 180 picks, or something like that. Okay, so Icelandic, I think if he steps up on a sword, they might be able to actually look for the ult, but he back-clicked, and so this doesn't hit. Uncle Sam does get caught in the Zonias. He gets his ult off, so he does his best here, but yeah, mobility and sword have really good positioning this fight. Because Icelandic didn't have ult, was already on the wrong side of the fight, they were able to push through this one, and yeah. And that was a pretty tragic game. Cubby, which NFL team do you support? Yes, thank you, Marikuv. It's a great gift to the stream. Bears. It's been fun. They've been reporting on which steakhouses they're taking Caleb Williams to, and they haven't gone to Gibson's yet. Fun fact, my first time at Gibson's, I saw Joakim Noah as a rookie before he played for the Bulls. I went there once as a kid for like my parents' anniversary. And we saw, and it's impossible to miss Joakim Noah because he's 6'11", and he had shades and like a bunch of hair. He ended up being a pretty good Chicago Bull. NFL team, Bears don't count, goddamn. I like playing Korea, Ox here. Texans are going to be sick. Great, more Packers fan. It's all right, Sean. I know you like your community-supported teams. I respect that. Go Birds. All right, respect. Best of luck, though. Wait, which Birds? Eagles? Or Falcons? The Birds? Yeah, okay. Eagles. Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. Best of luck this next year. There are like 5 bird teams. Yeah, there's that stat where if you beat off all the bird teams, I don't think anyone's done that in the history of the NFL. It's kind of a fun stat to follow. You have a chance to do it like so many years too. It's kind of fun. Anyway, last game of the night. Ole Miss. All right, so I like the first pick Ori here because we know that we get Jinx, because Jinx was Fearless Band away from Winthrop. I thought this was fine. My thing is that I don't know why Nautilus wasn't taken here. I think you have to not Thresh. And given that Rel is showing, you take not. Because if this is Nautilus, I feel like the draft goes a lot smoother. Because J4 is taken, they end up going for the Rise plus Lee, which I think is pretty strong. If I see Rise, I honestly really want to see Lee Sin, and I think Lee Sin's playable into this. So AD gets narrowed up. No Aphelios because we're in the Jarvan, so it ends up being mobility on Lucian. J4 does deny Aphelios, but if you take Nautilus, you have really positive interaction with Rel, not to mention this as a dual lane. Lucian is garbage, but I don't like support Maokai either, and you guys end up having a really bad level 1. The idea of Lucian is that you do get monster out range, but you at least have a way to play out of this combo. And Lucian still can get buffs on passive if support takes Fauna Life, and Rel can somewhat abuse Fauna Life. Now we have Gnar plus Lee. I like Gnar. I think Renekton deny is fine, but because oh wait, no, they can't play Renekton. My bad, they can't play Renekton. I like Rise when you're able to attack other sides or solos, and so I actually think that Gnar was a decent pick here. It counters, like, it's the soft counter into Renekton, right? And then Rise can actually play off of the side lane, because for me, when you take Rise into this comp, I think this is very much about skirmishing. With these picks, like all synergizing. And the 5v5 should go here. How do you play Civ for an hour? It's called LCK starts at 1 a.m. my time. That's how. Ole Miss comp is way better in 5v5, but you do have ways to play around it. And that's the idea for Winthrop. I think once you see Ori and you're giving Jinx and you see J4, you have the rest of the draft to actually play out of it, and Rise is a good pick to play out of it. Now, for me, I think the early game, I really expect Winthrop to attack mid. Because if you're picking Rise, I think you have to do something in the first few levels. Yeah, the Comet Rise. Sword's been doing it. If you've put W and Comets up, then just guarantee the land. That's definitely the idea behind it. So Lee's going to start on the red buff side. No surprise. I think he wants to get in mid. And then this trade ends up being... They get bone plating off a Rhino, and then Chookies is able to get in this lane first. I don't know if he spotted or not by Ole Miss. I'm going to assume no, because Rhino just walks straight up and kind of dies. And it's a little unlucky. It's not great. So Macau went saying things on drunks. GG's you in Idaho. Oh no. Not the drunk streams. Actually, I do have I have to do, so a lot of people in this chat do not know my end of split streams. Usually I open up, or I have a glass of wine and I talk for an hour about the split. I got to do that. That'll be fun. It was a very different split this year. What is the one bar in Idaho we all go to? So there was no level 3 play, but Sword did actually take a base and walked back. I kind of like this from Sword, because in this matchup, like after this point, I think Orianna chunks you out. So being able to match the TP and stacking up tier early, I thought was actually fine from Sword. That said, he is going to be down a little bit in XP as he missed a couple melees, so he is kind of opting to lose gracefully. As we have the turn of the bot play. Rhino does not knock Chookies into the chompers. And fire is returned upon. It's a glass of wine, Ox, here. I have a glass or two and I just talk. It's very chill. It's how I celebrate the split. I have a drink and I talk to you guys. So Icelandic Hero does what no one else thinks. He's used 2 sweepers, and he's going to stick around for a third, but guess what? How guessed it. So Rhino flashes in, W misses. This is not as clean as Winthrop wanted it to be. No drunk streams for me. And then Mobility did step on traps. He tries DPS the best he can. Shoga gets 2 resets. I think if the start of the fight was played a little bit better onto Maokai, maybe it's a better scenario, but I honestly don't know if that's the case. I think once Mobility dashes, he's dead anyway. So. Then Macau tries to hold this, but not doable. So, just like that, Shogo's game is kind of back. For mobile champions, I thought the J4 pick should have been dropped for Nautilus. They're picking J4 to deny Aphelios, but I think you just take Nautilus and deal with Aphelios and Rel. That's my opinion. Suga said it was to kind of deny Aphelios. I can understand that, but I think Naut's too valuable there. Also, I'm sure you can find 3 ball carriers, as you had Zinzal available to you, and then you have Jarvan and Nocturne. So. Nocturne or Rel. Rel was taken away. No Nocturne. That's a champ that would be good for you guys to pick up for CLOL, if you like playing Ori. So off that, Wakao was able to take the respawn Raptors away. And then go to Infernal. Denethor is at a nice spot in this matchup. Usually, like, the idea for Renekton is that I think you want to be in the spot where, like, you're up a longsword or 2 at the Steel Caps break point, but Denethor takes a massive trade and then Sword catches it in. I do want to give Stray at least some credit. I think his ult being down is what really hurts him, but he really tries to stack up his Rage Bar to get Empowered Stun onto Sword, and that's what makes this play kind of close. But Sword just flashes out and it's okay. I know Icelandic J4 is good, but yeah. Honestly, I think you guys could have Alistar'd instead of Maokai. I don't know if Alistar was on the table or not. But Rel and Alistar is not bad. I know it's kind of shit in Illusion, but yeah. No, J4 it's Sundered Sky. I mean, ability haste is nice, but okay, hold on. I haven't talked about. I gotta talk about something. Hold on. Sorry, we're going way back. I can skip through this though. So Sword, because he saved TP first, he actually gets a really good TP down here, and this is kind of the timer that they get Dragon off of. Because he based on wave 3 and then walked back, and then TP makes that timer really easy. And then after this, while he's going up here, Uncle Sam tried to match, and I think Uncle Sam needs to shove mid. There's no TP, there's no Realm Warp, or he needs to play for himself here. So by trying to match this, like, I don't think there was an answer for Uncle Sam. He could have gotten 2 waves mid in. That would have been really good for him, because Jarvan had hover at this timer as well. And he's kind of behind now in this matchup after Sword roam, so I feel like that response was bad. I almost have to commit to mid. And then Sword also starts to hover down bot, so we set up double control ward, and Ori can't get out of this lane. Ori's down a little bit. Merc Treads hurts, so this gets Wakao in. After J4 showed top, so Denethor does burn flash, and he loses a little bit on the top side, so they did somewhat save top, but then Rhino is delayed 6. Nice stun from Chookies. Ignite comes down 2. And mobility does have to burn flash, but he ends up finding the kill. And then, for me, I think this TP was necessary from Uncle Sam to stop a following play, but it really hurts mid again. So, for me, the Ori Ryze matchup, like, Ori should be able to get Ryze off, like, in the sense that you can chunk Ryze and push him off waves. Don't need it, no wave for 30. Oh, there is no wave. Yeah, it's a bad TP. Yeah, it's not a good TP. Yeah, I mean, yeah, they're too low. Yeah, that's really bad. And so now Sword gets to walk back and gets mid-prio again. Alright, that's bad phrasing, I know. That's fine. But I think there were a couple angles where Ori was Ori kind of allowed Ryze to get away with some stuff. Ori, for me, if you feast a little bit more in this matchup, you actually are able to win it. You should be able to push Ryze off of waves and chunk him out. Also, hold on, I'm gonna watch this fight. Trying to see what happens with the Ori Q. I don't know. Okay, never mind. Trickster does his best here. There is one fight where Trickster has a really nasty Lee fight. His Lee's good. I think his Lee's pretty good. Nice respect here from ability to see this one coming. I will say that there is a control ward, so he knows to back off, but he does respect it rather quickly. Yeah. So Rhino gets melted. I think mobility has Kraken. This was I thought was gonna be really bad for Winthrop, but Sword's here. And because of that last TP that Uncle Sam used, the TP can't be used when it's empowered here to actually support this bot play, which ends up being rather significant as well. Because Sword's able to get in. And it's not even that great. Like, Wakao gets caught on the traps and chunked out. So Shogo actually gets out because of that. But he is forced off wave. Hold on, what happened here? Uncle Sam needs to shove mid on this wave. I know he zoom. I think he's got to shove mid too. He might have not had mana to shove wave. It's like, again, like there are multiple roams where Ryze was able to roam and then get back to wave when it was even. Wait, who could have got out here? Javan? Oh, yeah, he's out for sure. Okay, yeah, no, he's out for sure. Yeah, he just EQs out and it's fine. I mean, he's trying to protect Shogo, but... Yeah, they have nothing. You were right. Good catch. He probably didn't know that Liar was down. To be fair, it is Eclipse Lee, so you just kind of assume Liar's up. This was so cool from Trickster. Or Wakao. Like, it just ends up looking so sick. Like, he queued back to the dragon to get out of that, and then he smite steals, and then this kick is pretty good. This fight was ballistic. The turn from Uncle Sam here is good. That's a really good ult from Uncle Sam. But Sword is kind of thick on this side. Denethor ended up sneaking out. Sundered Sky ends up helping Icelandic here. Because he at least gets that down. Sword started changing targets on the Shogo, so... And nice chompers. So Shogo got something. Now watching this again. I mean, I guess top side of this fight was a little bit ballistic, but... Yeah. Oh, the Triumph on Gnar. I was wondering how Gnar got out. Oh, wow. Yeah. Oh, damn. You guys all gonna hang out in St. Louis? That's kind of fun. Alright, this was kind of weird to me. So Rift is just being given over to Winthrop, right? Denethor gets top outer. I'm good, BKB 888. So they're trying to deny Rift, but Uncle Sam TP'd and died. His TP was a little bit aggressive. It was a little aggressive. And then the Realm Warp, so Shogo has to flash out, and this fight's just over. Yeah, there's just no fight here. And then because that fight's so hard and they got Rift, they just get double crash off. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I heard the old director there was really cool. Yeah, the ORTP was tough. Was not great. Yeah, I mean, there's just like no fight after Ori goes down. I mean, this game at this point, I think is pretty hard. Like, Ryze for me is really big at this point, too, because once he bases again, he's going to get pretty much evolved Seraphs. Yeah, I don't know if you can get reset on Ryze. Yep. And Ryze can make plays on both sides pretty easily with the... Yep. Nice escape from this. I like the attempt a lot from Winthrop. But chompers were good. W was really good. That's well managed. Yeah, jungle's down 2 levels. More roster change for Summer Split LCS, similar to what C9's done. Honestly, guys, I don't think we're going to see a ton of changes. Like, a lot of teams don't have that much money. Or they will act like they don't have that much money. And a team like Immortals, like, they did change coach, but honestly, like, things were going pretty well for Immortals, so I don't know if they're going to change roster, you know? I know that the result wasn't there, but behind the scenes, Immortals were a lot better than what they did on stage, so. Them sticking with it, honestly, is not terrible. There are a couple changes I like to see. I don't think we're going to see a lot, though, and I don't know if teams are going to be willing to spend it all. Wait a minute. I remember talking to something about, like, rotation here. Yeah, so the sword play missed. And at least Uncle Sam's able to get this bot wave. Like, that's really nice for Ole Miss. But he can't stay, because sword would just murk him now. Inside. But Ole Miss at least gets mid-outer from this. And it was reported that Thanatos is in over Fudge, and Reaper's in. And C9 pretty much confirmed Reaper. I assume that they have to wait for Thanatos, given Visa and Riot approval, but... I actually really liked how Winthrop played out this map sequence. I know that Ole Miss takes mid-outer, but they have a turn now, and they create bot. They get bot in deep with sword, and then they shift sword mid while they shift for top to support Denethor. For me, this is like really solid league. Delta T175. Ole Miss has nothing to do in this sequence. They deny the blue buff that gets opened to everyone. They take this inner. And then they can shift their power back bot to catch. This was a really, really, really good map sequence from Winthrop. Sorry, I got trolled. It's funny because I saw Fudge playing solo queue, and Fudge never plays solo queue. So I saw that on APA stream. So I think it's kind of legit that just based on that fact, I'm going to be honest. Good chunk of the Rhino from sword over the wall, protecting control board. So Wakao ends up going down here. I think that I appreciate what Wakao is trying to do. Because he's picking up the Maokai ult for his team. But there's a lot of damage and a good chain that comes in. So it's just a trade. And Ole Miss does trade up in that scenario, so. I don't think Wakao was expecting that much damage to come in. Nice find, honestly, from Ole Miss. Did you guys beat Fisher? Where's Fisher right now in terms of, like, collegiate rankings? Because that team's good. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think if you're going to go with Thanatos, Reaper makes a little bit of sense. Having someone that is able to translate for him. Wait, Wixie bailed on them? Oh, no. Yeah, Wixie's there. That team's really good. Who's their AD? Oh, okay. Damn. Well, good luck to them. I think their core is pretty damn good. Wait, who's mid over there? Oh, okay. That's tough then. I mean, I think Keel and Poomer and Jenkins are pretty solid. So Wakao, I kind of missed this on cast, but Wakao ended up finding an angle. And I think he really caught Ole Miss off guard. It's like not as good as it could have been even, but he still is able to eliminate Shogo pretty much. Say at this point, Mobility does his best to get all the damage down that he can, but I mean, once the Jinx is over or down in this comp, it's losing. It goes about as well as it can for Ole Miss, quite frankly, but if Jinx dies first, this game's doomed. Boom, Jenkins, Keel are good, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I understand that. Yeah, I thought Boom was a big part of DSG's resurgence, and obviously TLC by the end of the split, like, there is a world where TLC played in finals for sure. There are a lot of games where they had one, they just like threw off dumb shit. Who's their freebie jinx game? Unlucky guy in chat says. Guy in chat says is the GOAT, by the way. Alright, so Uncle Sam dies first this time. He is down flash. And then this game is just kind of wrapped. Sword is literally just tanking everyone. There was no empowered Renekton W. Yeah. Yeah, no, your game's hard. And that's so GG's. Congrats, Winthrop. I'm moving on. I know game almost close, but I thought they played game 2 decently well. And I'm excited to see what happens with Winthrop moving